Hey friends, this is a Dual 621 and this was a much loved unit, although it does not look so at this point in time. I would say, just judging by the upgrades um, and a service ticket attached to it still, that somebody loved this thing enough to take care of it until they didn't, and this is how it ended up. Got this as a lot of 3 or so turntables, and anxious to get this one working again. Let's watch me do that. On with the show. All right, check this out. Got her done. This has been a not fun unit to work on. I'm going to be completely honest. Usually I cut myself off at 2 hours, but this one, it just kept egging me on. I guess this is even back, but lack of a better way to describe it. It just would it would be like, oh, just one more thing, just one more thing. It's like a crack dealer or something, I don't know. But anyways, I kept buying it, I kept giving into it, and eventually we've reached this point where it's behaving and doing pretty good. So happy with it. It sounds really good. I love the way this thing sounds. It's just wonderful. Now it is finicky, so I would say that if you're in the market for a turntable and you're not like a hardcore hobbyist, this is not the turntable for you. This one will need maintenance from time to time. You're probably going to want to get to know it really well so you'll know how to adjust it and so on. So, you know, it's not your Audio Technica 60 series where you just, you know, set it and forget it type of thing. This one is going to be like, it's going to need your love and care, for lack of a better term. I am not necessarily a fan myself. Do I have a dual? Yeah, I do. And this one is the only 621 that I worked on. So it was a little bit different. I like the other, I think it's 10, 16, 20, no, it's 12, 16, I think is what I have. And I have two of them. I keep a spare because that's what you have to do with these, right? Unless you want to continuously be buying parts. You know, once a year I have to get in there and do something to it. So that's what to expect if you buy one of these units. All right, let's go through the unit itself. It actually has the plate adjustment screws here, and they work just fine. This one just decided that it wanted to go back down because I tapped it wrong. But they'll adjust up so you can actually level the player, and that's really what you want. You want this record player to be, or the record itself to be perfectly flat, and you can buy little levels and things to do that. The pitch actually works great, and it does keep speed very well. It works on the 45 and the 33. There is no 78 on this. It does have infinite play and single play. I've just been running it on single play. The infinite play does just fine. The auto return function, the auto start function works great, so we can actually kick it off right now and it should roll right over. You know, I probably have just jinxed myself. Nope, there she goes. It does have a new stupor pimple in it, and if you're familiar with duals, you'll know what that is. Stupor pimple is what makes sure that all of this fine happiness is working right. It will, the stupor pimple actually makes sure that the auto return works, which we can test right there. Check that out, beautiful. And we can turn it to infinity, and let's just test it out here. So we will set her down. Okay, she's playing. Yay, good times. Now let's go to the center, and she should pick up, set her back down, and then start over again. Bam! Check it out. Perfect. So you can infinitely listen to the same 5 songs over and over and over. That's actually my playlist when I go to the gym. It's only 5 songs because that's how long I want to be there. So when the songs are over, I'm done. All right, the up and down, the tone arm lift works beautifully. I am just like absolutely happy with this thing. I did add a little bit more. I think I put 80K in it. Everything has been lubed on the inside. She's ready to go. Gosh, what else? Oh, one of my personal things that I just do not like about these style of turntables, the drop-ins, is that on some of them the bottom is sealed and you have to just lift this, you have to finagle it out, you have to work on it, finagle it back in, and inevitably when you're finagling it back in, something falls out of adjustment and so on. So on this one I did go ahead and detach the base from it so that you can actually just flip it over and work on it. Use screws to put it back on. Wonderful, they work great. I'm very happy with that. I did that to my own actually, so because I'm in there working on it once a year. The cover is in really good shape. It does have pitting, like it just needs a good solid cleaning. I buffed it once and that's all that I'm gonna do for it. Somebody else can spend the time to buff it more. And to buff it, basically all you need is one of those kits that you use for your headlights on your car. If you're going to do your own buffing, I use other compounds and a whole lot of other stuff because, well, I do this regularly. If you're just going to do it once, then the car kit works great. Don't use the rough sandpaper though, just use the really super fine sandpaper and start at that. Don't go higher. So what's really cool about this unit that I would love to see on many other units, modern that is, because vintage, well, you're not going to see them anyways, is this cover has tensioners, so you can move these tensioners back here and the cover will actually become it'll either become heavier or lighter. So I have this adjusted to where it just sets like so. This is just a good unit. Again, hardcore hobbyist. I personally I like my dual 1214. That's what it is. It's 1214. But I keep a spare because you just never know what's going to go wrong next, and well, I hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe, please, and we'll see you all next time.